Well, hi everybody. Good morning. Meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Wednesday morning, middle of the week, and we don't have a holiday today, unlike the last two Wednesdays, a full week of work today. But as we look at things this morning, Futurecast has been showing a lot of fog around for this morning, the last couple of days. This really did not pan out. We've had some patchy, minor areas of very low-lying fog. Not a major concern, though. Whatever is out there this morning should burn off quickly. Most of us are just going to enjoy a sunny day. It is cold this morning, frigid temperatures to begin, but we do start to get a warmer air mass moving in from the northwest. That's going to help to start to bring those temperatures up a little bit today. Plenty of sunshine. We begin to see some increasing clouds from the northwest. A surface trough moves in tonight. That's going to flip those winds out of the northwest, but there's not cold air directly behind it. So we will actually be much milder tonight with the clouds. That helps too. There is a weak cold front. This is not Arctic in nature. This is more of a Pacific cold front. So there's not a lot of brutally cold air behind it. But what there will be with it is a round of some very light snow or flurries. I do not expect this to be a major snow event. This is going to be a very light snow event that moves through during the day Thursday. The biggest concern really with this front coming through is the winds are going to turn northerly and they're going to become quite brisk out there. Winds gusting up to near 30 miles per hour. So there could be a little bit of blowing snow around. We could be talking about some minor drop in the visibility out there. But again, the snow is not going to pile up. We're talking about amounts easily under an inch, most places probably a half inch or less. This is going to be more of a snow type event. Some of you may not even get much snow at all out of this here. As we get into tomorrow, the end of the afternoon, we're seeing the snow now pushing to the east and southeast, lasting through the evening hours, but then clearing out later in the night. Maybe some more fog developing on Friday morning. Otherwise, sky's clearing up and we should enjoy more sunshine in most areas on Friday, although eastern Nebraska may stay kind of cloudier in the on the Friday time frame here. Let's take a look at things. Actually, before I get to the temperatures, let's take a look real quick here. This is one snowfall map I have. Again, most models are, pretty much all models are under an inch of snowfall. So again, a very minor snow event. This is not going to be anything that you probably need a shovel for. Maybe a broom would do it at worst here. I think most of us will be looking at a light snow event with this coming through tomorrow. All right, on to our highs for today. Much improved compared to yesterday. The coldest air in the east and especially the southeast. Deeper snow cover here. So low mid-20s here and then upper 20s. Then we start to see low 30s around the Tri-Cities area, mid-30s, and maybe even a couple of upper 30s out towards the west. Not as cold tonight. We're finally out of the deep freeze. Mid to upper teens and low to mid-20s, maybe low teens around the Smith Center, Kansas area. Tomorrow's highs, despite the clouds rolling in, most of us will be back up into the 30s for highs. So it looks pretty good out there. Most of us actually warmer than today. The exception to the northwest because of that cold front coming through. Even though it's not Arctic air, it is slightly cooler behind that front. Tomorrow night, we're talking, again, teens and 20s for lows, mid-teens to mid-20s from west to east. And then as we look ahead to your day on Friday, now, still some of that cooler air overhead, but warming up again out west. So most of us back up into the 30s, maybe a few 20s up here in the northeast. And then as we look ahead to Saturday, more clouds are going to roll in, but despite that, we actually do warm up. Mid to upper 30s, low to mid 40s for highs on your Saturday. We may see some moisture, especially later in the day on Saturday. Let's look at that extended forecast here. Again, we're not looking at anything significant over the next several days to come. And finally, we're out of the deep freeze. Highs are mostly going to be in the 30s, although maybe 40s there on Saturday, and lows mostly in the teens and 20s. Much better than the start of this week. Again, a couple of chances of snow, the light snow tomorrow, and then a very, very light snow or flurry Saturday night into Sunday. Temperatures come down a little bit Sunday and Monday with that system here, but then start to warm up Tuesday as we will see a little bit of an upswing in temperatures Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday looks like we could be some of the warmest area of next week as we get up into the 40s. Then we start to come down Friday. There are some signs of maybe our next Arctic shot of air coming in right around the 18th or 19th of January. Let's take a look at the North Platte forecast. And again, we are going to be looking at very similar conditions other than most days slightly warmer. Very similar conditions to the Tri-Cities. Very minor chances of light snow. Highs mostly in the 30s, although maybe 40s there on Saturday, and lows mostly in the teens and 20s. Looking at that extended outlook beyond as we head through next week. Again, peaking the middle of next week to the end of next week in the 40s, maybe nearing 50 on Thursday. And like I said, I think just beyond that 10-day forecast, we could be looking at that next shot of some colder air. So while we could be starting off this 8 to 14 day outlook above average, we could be ending it below average. And in fact, eastern parts of the U.S. could be well below average here. So that'll be very interesting to watch. And of course, Tuesday's the 21st. Monday, January 20th, that's Inauguration Day. A lot of people outside in Washington, D.C., and then there are signs of maybe a shot of some Arctic air moving into the East Coast there during that time frame. Moisture-wise, I'm not sure about this right now. The biggest question is, will we get anything next weekend? Next weekend around the 18th or 19th of January, that's when we might potentially be talking about some moisture. So right now the Climate Prediction Center does have us above average by a little bit, near to above average. A lot of that depends on what we see next weekend around the 18th and 19th of the month. Let's take a look at the extended outlooks here. And again, minor snow tomorrow. That moves through pretty quickly. A much bigger deal to our south, a major snow event down in the southern plains into the Gulf Coast region, areas that don't normally get snow. And this actually could impact places like Dallas, Texas, where the Cotton Bowl is going on Friday. There's concern of maybe them not having the Cotton Bowl on Friday because of the snow here. We'll see. But then as we look at things, there's our weekend. Again, the minor snow, maybe rain. Not a big deal Sunday night into Monday. And then not a whole lot next week here. Pretty quiet. We'll warm up. And then it's towards next weekend where there's more concern of maybe our next chance of precipitation. This takes us to Saturday morning. There's not much yet, but I want to point out what's off to our northwest here. We'll see if that starts to move in here. The GFS is actually a little more aggressive as we get towards Saturday morning. So again, not much tomorrow. A little bit of light snow from the GFS. Bigger event, much bigger event down there in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas, parts of Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. They're looking at a pretty decent snow event down there where they could be looking at much more snow than they usually get. For us, then, we look forward to the weekend. A minor light rain or snow event Saturday night into Sunday. Does not look like a whole lot right now. Not much the rest of next week until we get towards next weekend. And again, like I mentioned before, maybe we're looking at something getting going next weekend, the following weekend, that 18th and 19th of January here. This is kind of the beginning of things that may happen. We'll see. It's a long ways out yet. Let's take a look at the future temperature outlook here. And again, we are cold this morning, but we're going to see some improvements today. Little shot of some cooler air Thursday night and Friday morning. It's not bad, though. The Arctic air stays a little bit to our northeast. We warm up a little bit this weekend, but not much yet. There's that next shot of colder air Sunday into Monday, but then it's the middle of next week, around that Wednesday, Thursday time frame. We get much warmer there. Then look what's coming here. That's the weekend of the 18th and 19th. That's where we look at the atmosphere reloading with another shot of some Arctic air that could be making its way in. And again, like I said before, we might get some of that. You know, you look out 2 days and this kind of would trek that way. Like I said, Inauguration Day, the 20th of January on that Monday, could be quite cold in Washington, D.C. It's a long ways out yet. I mean, we're still talking 12 days away. But just kind of getting a general idea of how things could play out. A lot of people are outside, your senators, all your guests and your people, all that stuff. Yeah, a lot of people are outside, and you hate to see that bitterly cold air. But there is the outlook from the GFS. Again, occasional shots of colder air, then we warm up in the middle of next week. Like I said, just like the GFS, the European, the GFS does have that colder air coming in, although it looks like the brutally cold air maybe moving in that direction there. But like I said, we'll watch that for Inauguration Day. All right. Well, thank you all for watching on this Wednesday morning. I'll be back with you on Thursday with all the latest. Until then, take care and God bless. Bye.